Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast where we talk about movies we haven't seen yet. I'm Betsy, I'm one of your hosts, and my co-host, as always, is Trent.
Hi, happy holidays, guys.
If you haven't figured it out already, it's December, which means it's Christmas time, which means we're gonna watch Christmas movies.
Of a sort.
Of a sort. So we're still continuing on Spidey Sunday.
Yep.
But we're going to intersperse the rest of our Wednesday episodes this month with some holidays. I think we've got a Sunday thrown in here too once we get through Spider-Man.
Yep.
But first one that we're doing this month is Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas from the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
Correct. So I have seen this movie.
Yeah.
And as always, or as per usual, Trent, you have not.
Typecast.
Well, it's true.
It's true.
More often than not, you are the one that hasn't seen things. So, 2000, we were in high school.
Yes.
Why have you not seen this movie in 21 years?
So, I mean, you said it yourself. I was in high school. We were both in high school. We graduated the same year. I mean, my family, I've said this before, my family, we're never much for, like, going out to movies. We're never going to go and see a movie in the theater, especially a movie like this. And back then, why would me as a teenager want to go and see a Christmas movie? Right. That was my opinion anyway.
Well, it's kind of you as an adult. You don't really do Christmas movies so much.
I don't. And it's not like I don't like them.
Yeah, we watch them together occasionally,
absolutely.
but there's nothing you ever go, oh, I gotta watch this holiday movie.
Yeah, I got no problem with holiday movies in general. Like, I love Home Alone 1 and 2.
Yep.
God, what else? Jingle All the Way.
That trash.
Yes, it is hot trash. But it's still entertaining. Yeah, I don't really... What else? What else have I seen?
How am I supposed to know that? I mean, we've watched The Holiday.
Yeah, we watched The Holiday, which I enjoy.
Do you see Love Actually?
We've seen Love Actually.
Okay. Muppet Christmas Carol.
Muppet Christmas Carol is good. And, you know, I've seen, like, many renditions of A Christmas Carol, whether on a film or a musical or a play.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm never going to be the one to, like, watch a Christmas movie to get into the spirit of things, Betsy. But yeah, this movie, you know, I know plenty about. Now, I have seen the OG Grinch movie.
The cartoon
that everybody knows. Yeah, the one that's narrated and whatever else. So I've seen that movie. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. I know plenty of things about this one. I've never actually sat down to watch it, though.
Okay, so what do you know about this movie?
So it's Jim Carrey as the Grinch.
Yes.
I know Jeffrey Tambor is in it. I know who is Taylor Momsen.
Yes.
So Taylor Momsen, if you don't know, is Cindy Lou.
Yes.
Cindy Lou Who. And she has grown up to be this rock chick.
Yeah.
She is the front woman for a rock band called The Pretty Reckless. If you did not know, she has become a rock chick.
Right. Or if you didn't know, the girl from The Pretty Reckless was in Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Right. She was Cindy Lou. And I think in between there, she was on Gilmore Girls or something.
She was on Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl. That's it. That's it. But yeah, I mean, that's about all I know. Is it Christine Baranski? Is she in this?
She is in this,
yeah. But you know, I mean, it's pretty much the same story as the first one, but more elaborated to be more involved with Jim Carrey. Now, the stories I remember hearing about this movie were about the makeup sessions with Jim Carrey.
Yes.
In that he had to sit in a chair for hours.
Like
and
6 hours or some insane thing.
And he was miserable. Miserable. But then after that, he was able to put on this performance. And by all accounts that I've heard, he's really, really good. So, hey, I'm looking forward to it. I've not seen anything but, like, the clips that you always see. But, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned it before we started. Ron Howard directed this movie.
Yes, Ron Howard. This is one of his things. I assume Clint Howard is in it somewhere.
How could he not be, Trent?
Yeah.
How could he not? Yeah, I think you've got most of it. You'll probably recognize some other people. I know there's one person that you are not expecting to be involved in this movie.
All right.
I won't say in this movie. You'll understand when we start the movie.
All right.
But yeah, we're going to go now. We're going to start our holiday season with Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, starring Jim Carrey, and we will be right back.
Hooray!
We're back. So that is, for shortening terms and making this easier, the Grinch.
That their Grinch movie.
Their Grinch movie. And what did you think, Trent?
That was really funny.
I think this is right down the middle. Like, if you looked at this, it was showing us the Rotten Tomatoes ranking, and it's sitting at about 50%. And I think it's literally as cut and dry as that.
Yeah.
Either you are a fan of Jim Carrey and like this kind of humor.
And his antics.
Or this is so over the top and annoying that you hate it. I think there is zero middle ground.
I think you're right. But, you know, I would be the one to say, you know what? Jim Carrey is the king of physical comedy.
Yes.
It has been for decades.
And improv, and this plays to his strengths.
Totally. And nobody else could have played this character.
Absolutely not. It would have been too underwhelming.
Yeah.
And they've tried to recreate this formula, and it doesn't translate. Like, just soon after this, they tried to do the same thing with the Cat in the Hat. With Mike Myers.
That's right.
And it was a horrible disaster. I've not seen it, and I have no desire to, but everything I've heard is that it's bad. So they tried to capture this, but it didn't work because it's Mike Myers. He is not Jim Carrey.
No.
Jim Carrey can be this.
And he has such control of his face and his body and just everything.
And his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. At one point in the movie, of course, you have to have You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, the song. And you said, who are all the people singing this? I was like, it's not all the people. It's just Jim Carrey.
Seriously, I thought there were like 3 people singing that classic song.
No.
It's like, no, it's all Jim Carrey. What?
Yes, that is just Jim Carrey. But he's doing down here, and then up here, and everything in between.
Because he can.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were right. Like the thing you said in the intro about his makeup, he was in the chair for like 6 to 8 hours or something really intense.
Yeah, because it's not just his face. Like, that's an entire bodysuit.
That is a bodysuit.
Head to toe.
He is wearing full contact lenses, which are really painful.
Yeah.
So he's basically blind doing this whole thing. And it pays off. Because if they had done less, it wouldn't have been convincing.
And you would see right through it. Because when you're watching this movie, you know it's Jim Carrey, but you don't see Jim Carrey.
No.
The only part of him that you really see are his lips and his tongue. Everything else is all makeup and costume.
Correct. And this movie's like all practical effects too. There's a little bit of animation.
Very little.
But
and what there is kind of bad.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever.
But it's mostly sets.
Yeah.
Like even at the end of the movie, when they're racing this sleigh down the mountain, there were a couple of shots of an actual human on an actual sled racing down the mountain.
Right.
They took the time to do that. In the credits, it said something about some ski village in Utah that they went to.
Sure.
So this movie is all the costumes, the lights, the set direction, you know, set design.
Yeah. The only thing, I mentioned it while we were watching it, I always know when it's fake snow.
Well, sure.
On a set. And it's... in the year 2000 for a movie like this, of course you're going to have fake snow like that. That looks terrible. But
again, that's this movie. Like, they made a decision that we're going to do everything for real.
Yeah.
But it's all very cartoony and fake. But they're saying, this is fake.
Yeah.
So, of course, it looks like this. But it works. They picked a style and they stuck with it. They didn't half-ass this movie.
Absolutely. I think the visuals of it, one thing I wrote down was when they did the, like, kind of cut away to them, like, traversing, like, going up the mountain and, like, him going through the tunnel or the sewage dump.
The garbage
back up
chute.
to the mountain. the illustrations and the little vignettes there, those look really good. The matte paintings of the landscapes as they're like on the mountain and looking down.
Right.
That all looks great. And it harkens back to the cartoon, the original cartoon. How they depicted that. It looked really cool.
This is, I'm going to make a live action cartoon.
Yeah.
And it beats you over the head with it. I mean, it is like really dramatic camera angles.
Sure.
And
the sound effects.
Weird close-ups and sound effects and physical humor and breaking the fourth wall and throwing improvised jokes in left and right.
Him putting on the ball cap and looking like Ron Howard.
Right.
Directing.
Exactly. And of course, that's one of those things, unless you've seen a photo of Ron Howard when he's on set, you would completely miss that joke.
You would not know the joke at all, but that's just funny. It's just funny.
Right. And, going back to Jim Carrey, like, it's all improvisation. He got to just play around on the set and be a ridiculous Grinch.
Yeah.
There's one bit in the movie when he's singing, when he's trying to decide if he's going to go to the holiday jubilation.
Yes.
And he pulls the tablecloth off of the table.
Right.
And everything is on the table and it's pristine. And then he runs over and he knocks it all down. That wasn't in the script.
Yeah.
He was supposed to knock all that down. He didn't mean to pull the tablecloth out successfully that way, but he did.
I've heard this story.
By mistake. He did it perfectly. So he just fucked up the table on his own. Yeah, so it's full of moments like that.
And it's great. It's got great comic timing.
Yes.
Because he does. He's a great comedian.
Well, and then you've got a lot of other people he can play off, like Jeffrey Tambor, who's the master of deadpan.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny because this is the first time I really thought about this. This is a couple of years before Arrested Development.
Yep.
So again, it's that thing where Ron Howard and Jeffrey Tambor work together here.
Right.
And then a couple years later, he gets on the phone and says, hey, you know what you'd be really good for?
I mean, good directors and good actors work well together, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So speaking of actors, there are several more people that you didn't mention who are in this movie.
So in the intro, you referenced somebody who isn't actually in the movie, but is in the movie, Mr. Anthony Hopkins.
Correct. He is the narrator.
He's the narrator, and I think he works very, very well.
Yes.
In that role.
Yes.
Like his voice, his accent, his way of actually getting into the movie.
He is a stage actor first and foremost before he ever got to be in movies. He was in plays, and that's the kind of actor you want to do narration because he knows how to deliver a line.
Absolutely.
And like they literally have a moment where they break the fourth wall with the narrator and he says, keep it down, and he begins to whisper.
Yeah. Yeah. He can take that kind of direction and it works very well.
Yeah.
But yes, Jeffrey Tambor as the mayor. We've got I mentioned Christine Baranski. She's like the old flame of not only the
She's
Grinch.
She's the town hottie.
Yeah, she's like the old flame of the Grinch and the mayor.
Right.
When they were children.
Flame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you love when she showed up?
She's
great. Laughing pretty hard.
She's great.
She's in like a sexy Santa Claus outfit.
Right, she's with her fucking hooker boots and his Santa baby outfit.
And she has the gun that shoots out Christmas
the
lights.
The minigun.
And she just straddles that fucker.
Yeah.
She squats and it's like a big dick.
Yep.
It's good. So over the top.
And by the way,
she's just like, good night.
Yeah, right. And by the way, the best PG movies do this.
They're
have,
dirty.
They have a little bit of dirty in them.
Yes.
For the adults who get the stuff, and for the kids, it's just funny.
And there's a lot of that in this. This is very good at doing that.
They have the joke where when babies come to Whoville,
yes,
that's how babies come. They come in on a basket with a balloon. Of course, that's what you tell the children. But in that one, the joke is, "Hey, honey, this looks just like your boss," implying that she fucked her boss, and there's the baby.
Correct.
Oh God.
That's where babies come from, Trent. They fly in on baskets with little umbrellas on them.
That's right. What's a stork?
Dude, that's right. You don't need, a stork. They carry on the wind. It's fine.
That's right. They come off Garbage Mountain.
And yeah, we get, a lot of backstory in this one for the Grinch as to why
Yeah, I really like that.
He's the Grinch.
He was bullied.
Yeah.
And what better way to depict, the effects of bullying and show it to kids than that? Everybody knows the story of the Grinch. He's just an asshole. Well, guess what? All assholes became assholes because something happened to them.
Because of some other asshole, usually.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happened here. So when he's a little baby, he's a creepy puppet.
who kind of looked like the baby from Dinosaurs. The TV show Dinosaurs.
He did.
That's what he looked like.
The weird,
rolls
lumpy, of fat.
Yeah, the rolls, baby fat type of stuff. But that's what he looked like.
He did. I could totally see
I
that.
initially thought Baby Yoda from The Mandalorian, but then no, he looks like something else. Oh, wait.
Because he's not computer animated. He's a big chunky monkey.
Right, he is an actual puppet.
Yeah, so he has no parents. He's raised by two old biddies. And then as he grows up, he is in school and he's bullied for being 8 years old and having a beard.
Yeah.
But of course, Martha May has a crush on him.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you. Did I have the crush on the Grinch? What a silly question. And yeah, he's traumatized. He decides to get into the spirit of Christmas the first time he does it.
Yeah.
And
because she loves Christmas.
Because she loves Christmas.
I've done things like that.
And he tries to impress a girl, and he's humiliated, and he decides, well, fuck all of you.
Yeah, I'm going to go off and live in this mountain because fuck you.
Yeah.
I hate Christmas.
And all because the mayor, when he was a little boy, bullied him.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That super sucks.
And, they talk about how cruel it is.
Yeah.
It was a horrible thing they did to him.
Don't do that, guys.
No.
Don't bully anybody.
Or you'll set off some lunatic who lives on the mountain.
Yeah. He'll ruin your Christmas.
Right. And then we get that backstory in this one, so that's a little different from the original.
Yep.
And then we get more of a character with Cindy Lou Who, who's having kind of a child life crisis.
Right. It's like, well, I don't actually like Christmas. You have to like Christmas.
I understand that feeling.
Of course.
I'm kind of feeling that this year because I'm just so overwhelmed with the world and my
life.
own stuff going on.
Yeah.
That it's really hard to get into the holiday spirit.
Normally by now, Betsy and I have our Christmas tree up.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, it is now December 4th.
Right.
We usually start putting it up right after Thanksgiving, as most people do. Mm-hmm. It's a week after. We haven't even started thinking about
we don't know when
putting
it's
up a
going
tree,
up.
let alone buying gifts. So yeah, we're kind of in that mindset right now too.
I was feeling Cindy Lou today just because
totally.
it's like, oh man, yeah, that's the year. And every year is a little different. Some years you feel very festive and you're in the spirit and you put up your tree
and
early.
You've been thinking about what to buy people all year long.
Right. Or not even buy, but something you're going to do for somebody.
Sure.
It's not all about the gifts like they say in this movie.
Totally.
But then other times it's like, can't we just all be together?
Yeah.
Do we have to have a big thing?
Yeah.
Do we have to buy gifts?
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
It takes effort.
Yeah.
It really does.
Living in a capitalist society.
Right. And they have a couple of commentaries on that, like materialism and capitalism. And yeah.
And it's all through the eyes of a small child.
Of a small child and a grumpy old man.
Yes.
But yeah.
Somehow I'm both of those people.
Sure. But yeah, Taylor Momsen. I think she was great for
introducing Taylor Momsen.
Right, for a little girl who's got a voice. Mm-hmm. Clearly, again, if you missed the intro,
she's a wailer. She
can
rock
fucking
chick.
belt. She is again. I've never revealed this on this podcast. Betsy knows this very well. I have a bit of a thing for rocker chicks.
It's an impressive talent that not many people have.
Yeah.
And even harder to find amongst women.
True.
And when we say rocker, we're talking like gravel-voiced scream singing.
Uh-huh.
And that's Taylor Momsen now, which was a shock to me when I found that out.
Right.
Wait, that little girl from The Grinch?
Uh-huh. I'm sure she gets that a lot.
I'm sure. And you can't help how you were and who you are now. People change.
Of course.
You don't have to be this squeaky clean little human.
No, and I really just don't like the whole, I'm a father or I'm a parent and I want to put my kid in show business because I think they're really talented and like forcing it on them. Well, okay, if they want to do that, they're going to do it their own way. And in her scenario, she went 180.
She really did, and she doesn't act much, to be honest. She did this movie.
No, she did that. She did the TV show.
What TV show? I don't remember her being on TV. You mean Gossip Girl?
Yeah, that.
Oh, I thought you meant something in between.
No,
literally,
no.
I was just gonna say she was in this in 2000. She wasn't in Gossip Girl for like 10 more years.
Right. That's it.
And that's it.
That's it. And I don't really know how that even came about either. Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about Gossip Girl, but was she even like a main character in that?
I mean, it's an ensemble piece, but she's, I think, the second tier.
Okay.
Second or third tier of the characters.
How does that happen?
I don't know. She's doing what she wants.
Yeah.
It's her career.
Yeah.
Be in it or don't. Whatever.
Anyway, she was good. And then like halfway through, we get the first song, and then I realize, oh, right. This is kind of a musical.
It's one of those movies where it's not a musical per se. It is a movie that has music in it.
Yes.
Yeah,
but people actually sing in the movie.
Right. So the original cartoon had 2 songs that people know. Mm-hmm. And they play the Grinch, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, a few times in the cartoon.
Sure.
In this one, they only do it once.
Yeah.
And then they do the Fahu Doris, whatever that is.
Whatever the gibberish song at the end is.
But we got a brand new song in this one, and it's Where Are You Christmas, which is, for those of us who were around when this movie came out, they did, like a lot of movies did, where they have the movie version, but then they have the radio version. So they get some big star to sing it. And who bigger in the year 2000 than Faith Hill?
Faith Hill sings this song right at the beginning of the credits. And
she got the credit song.
And you're right. And of course, in the year 2000, credit songs were big.
They still were, yeah.
Big. Because they're still like coasting off Celine Dion.
Oh, yeah.
And that whole thing. But, and when it started playing, I didn't know who it was.
You forgot.
I kind of forgot who it was. And like, Betsy asked me, "Oh, do you know who this is?"
Do you remember?
Before the actual credit name came up, it says, "Oh man, is it Mariah Carey? No. Is it Whitney Houston? No. Is it Celine Dion? No.
You're running through the
I'm
names.
just running through names of who was popular at the time, and I got to Faith Hill before I saw her on screen.
She was the last one you thought
Yeah,
of.
she really was. So
yeah, and she gets to sing her big pop Christmas song.
And this is when Faith Hill really started to try to do the Shania thing.
Yep,
of
crossover.
Crossing over to.
She did it for a while
She
too.
did. She had like one really good album.
This Kiss is an amazing song.
It is.
To this day.
Yeah. And yeah, she was in the middle of this crossover to pop, and she was successful, and then she kind of went away.
Yeah.
That was
and
it.
she's still semi-relevant, but she kind of hit that point in her career where she doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to work very hard anymore.
No, her husband is now an actor.
Correct.
In all like Christian themed movies.
Yeah. So she gets to kind of chill out, and she puts something out once in a while, but that's okay.
She'll probably just put out a Christmas album here and there.
Probably.
But
yeah, the soundtrack for this, again, because in the 90s, it was, in early 2000s, it was still a big deal to have a whole soundtrack around a big movie.
Right.
And this one is so 2000s. It beats you over the head with it. We had a song from NSYNC.
NSYNC, yep.
We had a song from Smash Mouth. From Bare Naked Ladies. From Ben Folds.
Because big bands were huge.
Well, and he didn't really do big band, but that's the song he's doing.
He was in that genre.
He's a piano guy.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, this soundtrack is very 2000s.
Yeah, totally.
And I heard some of them throughout the movie. Some of them I missed, but a lot of them are in the credits.
Right. It just keeps on going with the songs in the credits. So if you want to just listen to the soundtrack, watch the movie and skip to the credits.
There you go. You kind of mentioned there's a few moments where you're like, aren't these like memes?
Yeah.
There's parts that are like, oh yeah, this is definitely kind of a meme.
Him going through the phone book and saying, hate, despise, or whatever.
Loathe entirely.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yep.
And then like, when he has his voicemail. He's like, oh, that's weird. I don't have any messages. Let me check the outgoing.
Right.
If you so much as utter one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. If you'd like to fax me, press the star key.
What's a fax?
There's a lot of those. Or like he's alone and he's yelling at the echo.
Yeah, just him in his lair, let's say, was really good.
Yeah.
A lot of little moments like that. And I'll say this, the Grinch is a fucking good engineer.
Yeah, he's very smart and strong.
Right. And it started when he was a child, when he broke all those things to make that ornament.
What a
for
lovely
Martha.
family heirloom.
You know what? That looks pretty cool. I would have accepted that.
That was cool. He made a star or an angel for the top of the tree.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Made out of spatulas and jewels.
Yeah, metals. Metals and jewels.
Yeah, and then as an adult, he's able to make this giant cave lair with, garbage chutes and elevators and...
Shit is elaborate.
Yeah, he's had many, many years to do
And
this.
he's also a rocket scientist.
A little bit.
To make that sleigh.
An engineer.
Yeah.
He's very smart and he's misunderstood.
Yes.
And he's had a lot of time on his hands because he's alone all the time.
That's right.
Except for his dog, Max, his dog, who's also kind of a cartoon.
It's true. And of course, Jim Carrey, this is the second movie where he has a sidekick dog.
Yep.
Yep. If you remember The Mask.
Something from the 90s. What's his dog's name in...
Milo.
Milo,
yep.
Okay. I was like, it wasn't Max in that too.
No, because it was Max in the original movie.
Yeah.
The original cartoon movie.
This was also kind of an interesting point in Jim Carrey's career, because this is kind of the last one of these goofy movies he made.
Of him doing all sorts of like physical comedies.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because once we hit the early 2000s was when he started making things like Eternal Sunshine, which is an incredible movie.
It is.
But it is not this movie.
No.
It is as far away from The Grinch as you could get in about 4 years.
Yeah, and he had some stinkers in the mid 2000s. What is it? The number 13?
The number 23 or 20.
One of
those numbers.
One of those numbers.
The number something.
Yeah.
I saw that movie for free.
I did too. I didn't want to. I didn't finish it because it sucked.
Oh no! My friend and I decided to sneak into a movie, and that was the one we snuck into.
Why?
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Jim
God.
Carrey. I didn't pay to see your movie. I'm outing myself as a troublemaker.
No, I think I recorded it off of like HBO or something back in the day, and I got maybe halfway through, and I said, "This is just trash."
I remember it not being good.
No,
I don't remember much about it.
But yeah,
but
Eternal Sunshine and what was it? He was like almost trying to get into that era of Nick Cage and doing movies like The Family Man, and those like kind of like smaller indie family movies.
Well, he did like Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Which, that one I think is very near and dear to him because it's Andy Kaufman. Like,
Absolutely.
he just put out that documentary all about him and his connection to Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I don't even remember, like, all the other stuff. But again, there gets to be a tipping point, where you kind of don't have to make things anymore. Like, he made weird, like... it's sort of hit and miss. Like, you bring up Nick Cage. It's sort of the same thing where he made Yes Man, which is pretty good.
Right.
But then he made, what is it, Mr. Popper's Penguins or something?
God.
Which I've never seen, but I understand is not great.
And then his big comeback was the what was it, the God movie? What's that called?
Oh, Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Yeah, again, peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
Peaks and valleys in the early 2000s.
Which I think was good. I like Bruce Almighty.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I don't think we've ever watched it together.
I'd be curious to revisit it to see how I feel about it now. At the time, I thought it was funny, but I think it's one of those pieces where that guy's probably a bigger asshole than I remember.
Sure.
That's usually what happens. People I think are funny in movies, I watch them later and I'm like, that guy deserves everything that happens to him that is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a fun story about this movie, going back to The Grinch. So this is one of the few movies that I've actually seen in the theater where I was one of two people in the theater.
Oh, man.
Have I told you about this?
No.
They played this in my hometown, and they did movies every night of the week. And on Friday, it was always a new movie. So this movie had been running for a few weeks, and I hadn't seen it yet. And I don't remember the context as to how this happened, but it was me. I was in the 10th grade, and my little brother, Rick, my youngest brother. And we went to the last showing on the last night, and nobody else came into the theater.
Oh, man.
So we got to the theater, we bought our popcorn, we got our pop, we picked a seat about halfway back. Nobody else showed up. So we just sort of talked loudly to each other and were horsing around and stuff.
As you do.
We needed a refill on the drink. And I will remember this forever. I was sitting on the right, he was sitting on the left, and he got up.
Oh, yeah. You have told me.
And he went to the left side aisle, and he walked all the way to the front of the theater, even though we were about 15 feet from the door in the back. And he walked in front of the screen, and I just screamed at him, down in front. And then he went all the way up the other aisle, out the other back door, just to go get a refill on popcorn. And then he got a refill, and he did it again. Because if he's good at anything, even at that age, and I mean, he was like in middle school at the time, he will go far for a good joke.
Even to this day.
Even to this day. But he had that quality in those days, too.
Check out his podcast with his wife, Allie.
Yes.
30 Below with Rick and Allie.
Let's give a plug to that.
There's our first plug of our podcast, guys.
They watch crap movies.
They watch anything that has a 30% or lower score on Rotten Tomatoes.
If
you like watching bad movies,
terrible
if you like watching bad movies that are legitimately bad.
You mean like Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way. They watched that one. Go listen to their podcast. It's good.
There's a plug for you.
There you go.
But yeah, that's my brother, and he and I saw this movie by ourselves in the year 2000.
That's a funny story.
That is one of the few times I've ever been in a theater with just one other person.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for us.
I'm telling you,
it's gonna happen.
We had picked the right circumstances. It had been playing for a while.
Yep.
It had been it was in a small town. It was the last showing on the last day.
And that theater is a one-screen theater.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you just have to pick your circumstances.
Yep. Oh, what else here, Betsy? Just a few little notes that I wrote during the movie. The narrator at the beginning, when he starts like telling everybody about the world and whatnot, he says the phrase, "Please don't ask why he hates Christmas." It's just kind of a weird thing. I don't know.
Well, and then of course he says, "Well, nobody quite knows," but then they explain it to us.
Right. It was just weird.
They also make a casual mention that all the Who's have 12 toes.
Right.
Just
Wait, what?
A single line of dialogue, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
What?
What was that?
What?
What did you say? 12?
Did just have what? Okay.
They don't have 12 fingers, though.
No.
They don't make any mention of their fingers.
Okay.
They all have 5 fingers.
All right, fine. When the Grinch is like doing his first little sabotage, he goes to the mail room and he starts throwing a bunch of like jury summons,
jury duty,
pink slips, junk mail, and chain letters.
Yes.
Remember chain letters?
I remember chain emails.
Yeah, it's called Facebook now.
True.
Yeah.
Also true.
Yeah. But yeah, that was
forward.
Uh-huh. That's a joke from the year 2000 right there.
Right.
The forward thing.
Pre-Facebook, my friends.
Yes. Molly Shannon as the mom.
Another early 2000s choice.
Yep. She's doing the trope about, I want my house to be the best lit house in the entire neighborhood. And then the neighbor is Christine Baranski with the minigun light thing.
Yep. I'm going to have to go back at some point while we were watching the credits. One of the names in the credits is Bryce Howard.
Yeah.
Who you may now recognize as Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes.
Actress extraordinaire in her own right.
Indeed. And director.
And director, that's true. I forget sometimes that they're related because, you know, they're fairly removed from each other for the most part. But contextually, something like this, he shoves his family members in there. Because Clint Howard
is the mayor's assistant.
Yeah, but I am going to have to go back and find her because she would have been, 10 or something when this came out?
Yeah, probably.
Early teens?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her, but it's hard to when you're not used to seeing somebody younger and she's covered in makeup.
Sure. You said something that you had never noticed before. The Liu family when they're out for the festival.
Yep, they go to the holiday jubilation and everybody's all decked out in costumes.
Yeah, and they have eggnog in their hats.
Yes.
The father has a giant bowl of it.
Sloshing.
And even Cindy Lou has a little cup of it.
Yeah, her and her mom dress identically most of the movie.
That's right. Even at the very end, they both had the polka dot dresses on.
There are several moments in the movie where they dress alike. But yeah, I never noticed it was eggnog sloshing about. Maybe that's just because we watched it on our new TV, which is very high def.
Right.
And so I'm picking up things I never noticed before.
And not one drop spilled from those things.
That's called good prop makers.
Yes.
Good costumers. Because, if you were a kid, well, maybe not you, but girls who had little toy dolls, you could get those bottles for a little baby doll, and it looked like it had milk inside. But if you tipped it upside down, the milk would quote unquote disappear like the baby was drinking it.
Sure.
And it's all just a mechanism of how you design it.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's just basically an extra lip. So there's nothing in the bowl. It's all covered in plastic. So there is liquid sloshing about.
Yeah.
It's just a trick if you were to actually examine that closely.
Yeah. What else? When they were doing after he comes down to accept his award.
That's right.
And they do all the judging of all of the
fudge judge,
the fudge judge, and all the the fruit cakes and the what else?
Pudding.
That's
and they have
right.
sack races.
Yeah, of course you play Chariots of Fire during the sack race.
Do 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 do.
Yes.
Do.
Of course you play that.
I've never actually seen that movie.
Nor have I.
I don't really have any context for it other than, we're running. There's running. Mm-hmm. We run.
Yep.
Yeah, it's full of just little pop culture references. He steals a tiny vehicle and he crashes it and he runs away from an explosion.
A giant explosion.
That's a movie trope.
Yeah.
You said the thing about Ron Howard wearing his little naval cap, but they changed the words so it's more appropriate for the movie.
Yes.
There's all kinds of stuff like that. He's like ripping his shirt off, screaming
as
about
the
being
Hulk.
Yeah. He's behind a screen and he's like transforming into a monster.
Right.
And then he gets out from behind the screen. He's just normal.
It's just a shawl.
Yeah. Just a robe. Yeah, it's full of just moments like that. And I find this movie funny. Like I said at the beginning, I think that if you don't like Jim Carrey and you don't like cartoons, because this is a full cartoon, this whole movie, it is really jarring to watch. Like, I was surprised at just how much camera movement and dramatic angles and noises and smoke and sound, and it's sensory overwhelming. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
And you might hate that. Absolutely hate it. I like it. I think it's cute. You just have to remember, this is a movie for children.
Yeah.
This is not a serious piece of cinema.
Yeah, it is a Christmas movie for families.
It is Jim Carrey being an exhausting goober.
Pretty much. And he does it well.
Yeah. I don't think he has ever or will ever make a movie like this again, though.
No.
Because it was so hard to make.
Right. And since this movie has come out, there is another The Grinch movie. But it was all CG animated.
Right. I watched that one last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's not amazing, but again, it's just like that thing where I'm not ready for a remake because it feels like, to me, this movie came out 5 minutes ago. It came out more than half my life ago.
Sure.
21 years ago, the Grinch came out.
Yeah.
The other one came out in like 2017.
Yeah.
That's a pretty long time in between. And guess what? We'll probably get another iteration in another 10 or 15 years.
What I'm curious about is, so they spent a lot of time here on the Who's. Like, Cindy Lou was a much, much bigger character in this movie, and so was the rest of the
They had to flesh it out. The movie's only like half an hour or so long.
I get that. But, like, in the newest one, is it kind of the same story where it's kind of half and half Grinch to the Who's, or is it like all Grinch?
It's more Grinch. It's like almost all Grinch.
That's kind of what I figured.
It didn't really make a whole lot of impact on me. It was cute. It's not amazing. Like, there's a sequence where he goes out to get a reindeer, and there's this enormous, round, cartoonish reindeer that acts like a dog.
Okay.
And so they're like in his little cave with Max and the Grinch and this giant reindeer sleeping in a bed together.
It's like what they did in Frozen.
Yeah. It's just a very silly animal joke. And that's what I remember about that. I really don't remember Cindy Lou at all. I don't remember any other characters.
Cumberbatch voiced the Grinch,
yeah,
right?
It's Benedict Cumberbatch, and he does pretty well.
Yeah.
It's an interesting take because you're used to the dramatic baritone down here, Cumberbatch. And this one, he's kind of like this, and I'm the Grinch, and he's using this weird, like, higher timbre.
And I don't know how I would feel about that, because I've only ever seen Cumberbatch films in the more serious movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him. I thought he was, for the context, he did it well. I don't know that we needed another version of the Grinch, but because Hollywood is devoid of all new ideas, it seems like some years.
And CG is cheap.
And CG is cheap these days. They just keep remaking things. And that's fine. They're going to always keep remaking, especially a property like Dr. Seuss. We've had the Lorax, and we've had Horton Hears a Who. We got the Grinch. We'll probably get... Did we have another animated Cat in the Hat recently?
Oh, God, I don't think so.
It's probably coming. Who knows?
Yeah. But hold that thought, Betsy. We might have a question regarding that in a little while.
Okay.
But I really think this one should be the new classic, because the old one, like you said, it is very short.
It was made for TV.
It's got a great look and sound to it, but again, it's a storybook. That is the length of a storybook. Mm-hmm. This one is a real movie. It has an arc to it. You get the history of the Grinch and where he comes from. That's cool. That's important.
You find out why he's a grumpy old bastard.
Yeah. It's important. I think it's more important that you show why he is the way he is so that he can have an arc.
Mm-hmm. He understands it more when his heart grows.
Exactly.
3 times that. 3 sizes.
And of course, if your heart is growing that large, you would have the same reaction that he was writhing on the ground. You should really
see a doctor. Your heart's not supposed to do that.
Right. Oh, man. But...
Well, I'm glad you liked it because it's one of these I don't watch every year. I throw this one on every couple of years, and I still find it amusing, but I think it would get old if I watched it all the time. Mm-hmm. I think I'd get sick of it because it is a lot.
It is a lot. You're right. And, like, having to sit down and, like, take all of that punishment on your eyes and your ears is a lot.
It's, like I said, sensory overload.
Mm-hmm, because it's not only Jim Carrey on the screen. You have the makeup doing its job. You have the costume doing its job. You have his entire lair with all the lights and everything in the background. Like, there is so much to look at there that I would want to go and see it again just to look at what else is in the background.
Well, yeah, you were reading the credits and said there were 2 people who did teeth on this movie.
Yeah, 3 people who did dentures.
3 who did dentures. Yeah. Because every single person in this movie has big front teeth.
And they all have to be different.
Every actor, every background character had the same teeth. Every person in this movie had to go and sit in the makeup chair.
Yeah, because they all had the noses as well.
Yeah, the makeup team was probably huge.
Except for the little girl. And they point that out, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's also got the teeth, so...
True.
And that's not easy.
For a little kid?
Acting through teeth, acting through prosthetics is not easy, and almost everyone in this movie had to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Betsy. I think that's going to be it for the first of a few movies we're going to see.
For the holidays.
We usually... a good number we have kind of landed on is 4 movies.
Yes.
So, yeah. Do the math, and you'll see how many movies we're going to do. Do the math and see how many more Spidey movies we're going to do, and you'll kind of see where we're going to land here. So, before we get out of here, we are going to read one email from Mitch from Saskatoon.
Hi, I'm Mitch.
Subject line is remakes. So this is why I stopped you there. Hello. Quick email. What do you think in general of remakes and reboots? I've been seeing the ads for the new Home Alone movie, and can't make up my mind if I should try to watch this or leave it alone. All of those particular movies always have the same plot. I know West Side Story is also coming out soon, so I figured I would check in. Just curious on your thoughts. Thanks for the time. From Mitch.
I have a lot of mixed feelings on this topic because I think sometimes you don't want it and then you get it and you're actually pretty happy with the result.
And you didn't know that you wanted it.
You didn't know you wanted it. Let's talk about like Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
They made Lord of the Rings into different versions in the past, in like the 70s and the 80s.
They also made The Hobbit.
And they made The Hobbit.
Cartoon, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, they were different versions. They were like cartoons or they were really low budget live action things.
You didn't get an epic.
No. To take a property like that and really give it a full treatment is amazing. That's a good remake. Because by definition, that is a remake.
Yeah.
Okay? But then you get something like what Disney is doing right now.
Yeah.
Where all they're doing is taking every single property they have that was a cartoon and making it live action.
And specifically, they're remaking the cartoon movies that were very relevant to our generation, that really brought Disney back from the brink.
Yes.
Because back in the 80s, Disney was in dire straits.
They hadn't had a big hit in a long time.
Very much so. So, not only are they going back to the well there, but they're advertising it to people of our generation, because our generation has has kids by now, and they're going to take their children to go see these movies,
right,
and try to get their kids into the same kind of content.
Now, this is not something new that Disney's been doing. Disney has been remaking their own stuff since pretty much the early 90s. They made The Parent Trap.
Yep.
They did The Parent Trap in the 60s. They did it in the 90s.
Yep.
101 Dalmatians. We have 3 versions of 101 Dalmatians from Disney.
Yeah.
You've got the cartoon from the 50s or 60s.
Which is great.
You've got the 95 version or whatever year that came out with Glenn Close and Jeff Daniels.
Yep.
And that's pretty good.
And they did 2 of them.
And they did 2 of them. Well, it's a different cast in the second one.
Still, they did 2 of them.
Glenn Close is the only connection.
And Disney has a long history of making sequels that just are not good.
No, and then they made another kind of live action remake a few years ago. And strictly speaking, they've got 4 because now we have a spin-off with Cruella.
We have Cruella, yeah, which will be more. There will be more of those movies.
Yeah, so there's... Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't think we needed to do a live action Aladdin. I don't think we needed to do all these live action like Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella.
They're making The Little Mermaid.
The Lion King, The Little Mermaid.
Yep.
This is all stuff from when we were kids.
Yep.
Like I would say if we're going to have this conversation, Disney is like the biggest proponent of just rehashing ideas.
Yeah.
But then there's other stuff, other people who are making remakes, and I'm trying to think of an example. I mean, they're kind of doing it, like we touched on it with James Bond. They sort of were remaking James Bond with this iteration because they're bringing back old characters.
They're remolding it
Yeah.
in a more digestible form rather than a snapshot in time for the James Bond character.
A beat-for-beat remake.
They made kind of a linear story through 4 movies. Or 5 movies. 5 movies, yeah.
Yeah.
And that had never been done before. And I think they kind of rejiggered it halfway through because I don't think they really figured on from Casino Royale to Quantum of Solace that there's going to be a 5th movie where you're actually paying off things that were established in 1 and 2.
Right. Yeah, and I'm trying to think of other remakes. You know, like Jurassic Park. They're kind of doing the same thing, but it's sort of a retelling. So there's the difference between a straight-up remake and a reboot. I think there are some movies you should never touch with a 10-foot pole. I think you do not remake something like It's a Wonderful Life. You do not remake The Wizard of Oz. You do not remake Gone with the Wind.
And they did that James Franco movie with Wizard of Oz.
Oh, the Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah.
Again,
so
kind of a prequel.
It's not a remake. It's kind of an offshoot.
A retelling.
Yeah. They have redone Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Charlie's Angels.
And Charlie's Angels. And again, it's all these properties that these companies own that they want to do something with. So you wait until a script comes along, basically, and you find a director that is willing to do it, and you go for it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, you're going to make your money back.
Yeah. And, we're getting, in a couple of weeks, West Side Story.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think I just get a little worked up about the idea that we're going to do a remake because it's like, well, it's too soon. That movie came out 60 years ago, Betsy. Chill out. Right. Chill the fuck out.
You could have an argument about a lot more than that.
Yeah, but then, you've got 3 versions of A Star is Born. There are 4 versions now. Yeah, 4 versions. Yep. They made it in the 30s, the 50s, the 70s, and just a few years ago.
Yeah.
There's versions of The Shop Around the Corner. That one was in the 30s, and then they made In the Good Old Summertime in the 50s. Then they made You've Got Mail in the 90s. They're all the same story. They're sort of different. But then there's also a musical version of that.
Oh, God.
So I think sometimes people just get real lazy and out of ideas. But then other times, I think they're just trying to improve upon something. So I read something interesting once, and I actually really like this concept. Stop remaking things that worked the first time.
Yeah, I was just going to say this.
Pick a property that deserves a remake, but didn't work the first time. Like you've had time to look at it and analyze the problems. What were the problems with that original thing? And how could you take that solid idea and actually make it good?
Yeah, like
if you're gonna remake it.
Yeah, identify. It's like, oh man, this story's so good. It deserved better.
Yeah.
And I'm the person to do it because I can see how you could make that. And I can't really think of anything off the top of my head where a remake was better than the original. I don't know.
Gone in 60 Seconds.
I haven't seen the first one, so I couldn't say.
Okay, it's an abstract thing because I also haven't seen the original, but my understanding is it's like barely an hour-long movie, and 45 minutes of it is chase scenes. There's not really a plot.
Sure.
So they took the concept and they actually turned it into something with some substance.
Right, and like The Departed is based off of a Hong Kong movie. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But
Infernal Affairs.
Infernal Affairs, yes, thank you. But yeah, it's basically the same movie, but with American actors.
Yeah. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
There was the
They made
Swedish
the Swedish version
and then the American version. Both are good.
Yeah, and
the
we
American
only got
version is surprisingly good.
The first, which they didn't really make another one, did they?
They didn't make it the American versions, no. But they made a spin-off. They made the other book.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could have been a great thing because Daniel Craig was in it. What's her name?
Rooney Mara.
Skarsgård. Yeah, that movie was amazing.
Christopher Plummer was in it.
Right. That movie was amazing. It was also 2.5, 3 hours long. Which, hey, you kept my attention the entire way.
Yeah.
I wanted more.
Right.
But we didn't get it.
Okay, I'll make a proposal right now. We're talking about Ron Howard. We're talking about remakes. We're talking about book adaptations. The Da Vinci Code.
Oh, God.
You haven't seen it. Eventually, we're going to watch this movie, Trent. But I fully believe it is possible to make the Da Vinci Code. I just don't know if you can do it in a movie. I think that would almost be better suited for a series. Now, they're testing it out right now on Peacock. They've got the same character in another one of the books as a series. I haven't watched it yet. I'm kind of curious to check it out. Just because there's so much that happens so fast in those books. It's just like chapter, 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 and all very short, that you kind of don't have time. So either you have to make a really long movie or stretch it out.
You could have not necessarily a series, but you could have a mini series where it's like
3.
You could have like 5 episodes
or 3 episodes. Like it's too long to sit there and watch as a movie. Yeah. I don't know. I talked about that a few weeks ago with something else we watched, where it's just like I kind of wish we could stretch it out a little bit more so I could get more background.
Right.
Because sometimes that's what you need. We've talked about it before. Harry Potter. That remake's coming.
Oh, fuck.
It's coming. I don't know when or how, but it's coming.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to make the definitive Harry Potter TV show and give those book nerds every single thing that they're pissed off that was cut from the movies. And it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be garbage.
It's probably going to be garbage.
It's probably going to be garbage.
And I think that's because those movies were coming out alongside the books. that was very much contemporary for the time.
Yes.
What is the last property where you had so many movies coming out and the books were coming out alongside the movies? Not at the same time, obviously, because you put out the book, you adapt it into a movie, and then you make the movie like a year or two later. What's the last property that did that? Game of Thrones? Did a book from Game of Thrones come out while that was going on?
One book.
I understand the jokes about George R.R. Martin not putting out the final book, and he still hasn't, but I think that's the only thing I can think of that was contemporary for the time that it was on screen.
Yeah. But you're probably right. It hasn't happened recently. We haven't had a global phenomenon the way Harry Potter was in the early aughts.
Sure.
I'm sure it's coming. We're probably going to have another one.
Twilight is the only other one.
But I think those might have already been out.
They were.
All the books were out.
They were.
Oh, we're going to watch those garbage movies. It's going to be great.
Don't tease them, Betsy.
It's going to be great.
We're going to get angry letters.
I'm going to hate it so much.
Demanding that we watch all the Twilights. I've seen the first one. Betsy's seen them all.
Because I'm a weird human.
Glutton for punishment. Anyway, we're going to talk about that much, much later. But it's Christmas time, Betsy.
It's Christmas time and Spidey time.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a few more weeks of some Spidey movies. We got a few more weeks of some Christmas movies, so you can look forward to those.
And then it's Oscar season.
Pretty much. As soon as we hit the new year, we're probably going to see a lot more new movies.
We are pedal to the metal here. Like, this is all this stuff we're doing Spidey and Christmas. This is all filler. Until we really hit the gas on Oscar season.
Hit our stride.
Right. So yeah, it's coming. Get caught up. If you hear something's getting a lot of buzz for Oscar stuff, let us know. I mean, we've seen some lists, but have you seen anything that you think deserves a nomination? Also, tell us what your favorite Christmas movies are.
Yeah.
Holiday movies. If they're corny, I don't care. If they're like comedies, I don't care. I want to know.
Eccentric, weird ones that are just garbage.
Right. Or do you just watch all the Hallmark bullshit? But yeah, send us an email. neverseenitpod@gmail.com. neverseenitpod@gmail.com. And follow us on Twitter. It is neverseenit_pod. And if you want to support the show, me and Betsy doing this thing that we call Never Seen It, click the link in the podcast description where you can throw us a buck if you want.
Or just find us and throw money at us.
That works too. That works too. I don't mind getting
cartoonish bags with dollar symbols on them.
I don't mind getting hit by coins, as long as they're not like silver dollars.
I'll hit you with a sack full of nickels.
What is that from?
A sock full of nickels. I don't know. It's from a thing. Someone tell us
that was pretty recent. Anyway, that's it for the show, Betsy. I'm Trent.
I'm Betsy.
We'll catch you next time on Never Seen It. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.